Hello everyone, it's me, Vintage Gaudi. Welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. In this video we are not talking about the Polly Pocket. No, we are talking about a serious problem at the moment. It has to do with fake sellers and scammers out there. In this video I want to give you 7 tips and advices how you might figure out the seller is a fake seller or a scammer. So let's get started after the intro. Unfortunately, at the moment there are very much scammers and fake sellers out there. Some friends of mine got scammed by some people in the social media, and that is the reason why I do this video. So hopefully it can prevent you to get scammed by someone. The first tip that I have for you are the pictures. The note is look carefully at the pictures. Ask for detailed pictures from all sides and inside of the compact if it's a compact. Why I choose this Polly Pocket? Well, I got a little bit scammed from the seller in this case because you cannot see it from the outside here, but there is a piece missing under this key thing here. So that is the reason why you should always ask for detailed pictures. So you got a picture from the front, the sides, the back side of the compact if it's a compact, and of course from the inside of the compact. So what in this case was the problem? She told me that this teacup is broken, so I knew that definitely. But she had not told me that this part here is also broken, or is a losing thing here, or missing thing. So yes, I was a little bit angry about it because that is an issue, and I think that a real seller will say that there is a piece missing here. So in this case she was honest, that was broken, but in this case she wasn't very honest, and that made me a little bit angry about it. So luckily I have not paid much for this, but it is an anger, and I want to prevent in future that this happens to me. So because of that, look carefully at every single pictures, and if there are only pictures from the front, ask if they are doing pictures from the back side, the sides, and from the inside. And that is also a very good question, because if there is a seller that doesn't want to make you some detailed pictures, so be really skeptical about it, because if a seller wants really to sell this compact, he will or she will give you these detailed pictures. Another woman gave me the tip that you can download the picture from the seller, and then in the internet there are few apps, then you can upload it there, and these apps search throughout the internet to look if there are matching pictures. So if there is a picture exactly the same as the picture from the seller, and then you can look if there is the same seller or if probably the picture is stolen from another seller. That is a very good indicator. I haven't used these apps, and so I cannot give you an advice which app is the best for it. So you have to look if there is a possibility to find a perfect app for it. But in my case, I will definitely look closer to every single picture and ask if there are more pictures about it. The second tip that I have for you is the profile. So go to the seller's profile and look if there are personal pictures or only standard internet pictures. Are there personal informations, or is it only a blank page? We are imagining that this is the seller's profile. We are going to look closely who the seller is. And then, is there a personal picture of this seller out there? Yes, I know some of you are not using personal pictures with your face on it in the social media. Me, I'm doing exactly the same. So on my social media you will not see the picture of my face on it. But there are personal pictures about my guinea pigs or some flower shots that I made. And that is what I mean. Go and look if there are personal pictures from it in the profile. Are there some flowers, some vacations, pictures of photos and so on. And you will see that some pictures are stolen also from the internet, but some pictures are really personal pictures. So maybe you can look at it closely and then you will see if it's a personal picture or if it's a stolen picture. And then the second thing what I do is when I'm on the profile, I look if there are personal informations. A lot of you have personal informations like the gender of you or where they worked and so on and so on. So go and have a look if you see something. Yes, I know not everyone is doing this on the social media platform. For me, I only have some little informations about me, but you can see there are some informations that are for everyone. So there are informations everyone can see, and then go and check it out if there are some informations about the seller. The third advice I want to give you is search the name. Go on the internet and search for the name of the seller. Are there only used pseudonyms and not real names? So be careful. It might be a scammer or fake seller. At this point I want to tell you these 7 tips are not 100% sure that you can find out if it's a scammer or a fake seller or not. So these are only some indicators for you, some tips maybe, but there is no way to have 100% security to not get a scammer or a fake seller. The fourth advice that I want to give you is search the title. So search the seller's title in the internet. Maybe an identical post appears on another platform, and then compares the name if there is this matching seller or if there is another name on it. That means every seller, especially in the social media, they have to give a title. So Polly Pocket lot from the 90s or something like that could be a title. Then take this title and give it in the search machine on the internet, and then look if there are magical posts, also posts that matches to this title. And then maybe you can also look for the pictures as told you, number 1. If the title is also on another platform, then look at the pictures if they are the same. So then get skeptical or suspicious about it, because if someone is selling it on maybe social media, then he's probably not selling it on another platform, because then you can get a real amount of interest by collectors, and then you don't know which one was the first and so on and so on. So that is for me also an indicator. If the picture and the title is also on other platforms, I might be suspicious about it. Of course, all my tips here are for your information. So that doesn't mean that every single piece here that I wrote down is for scammers or for fake sellers. No, there are great people out there selling their compacts and for a real reason. So let's go forward with the tip number 5. And all collectors out there know that is the first indicator for you to buy something or not. It has to do with the price. So there are some points that I want to tell you, maybe to find out if it's a scammer or not. So if the prices are very high, ask yourself if it is worth it. So why I use this pop-up lipstick next to me? Well, it has of course to do with the price. There are some Polly Pockets that are really expensive because they are very rare, they have a lot of missing pieces and so on and so on. There are so much reasons for expensive prices in the Polly Pocket collection. So then you have to ask yourself, would you be ready to pay so much money for I think it's this, in this case, the pop-up lipstick or other Polly Pocket things out there. And is it worth it that maybe you can lose the money? You know, you don't know if it's a scammer or not, so maybe you can lose the money, you will never receive it again. The same thing is on the other side. Are they very low prices? It might seem a super deal, but be suspicious. I told you in the beginning that some friends of mine get scammed by a seller in the social media. And from that seller I was almost scammed too. I wrote to her, she had a beautiful Disney compact that I definitely want in my collection, and it was complete. So I haven't studied really about it. I thought, oh, the price is very, very good. I have to write her and hopefully I can get it. But then I take 2 or 3 deep breaths and studied about it. Is the price really so low? Then it might be a scammer, because it was a very rare compact. And then I was thinking about it, why is this price so low? That is nearly impossible. And I was very suspicious about it. Luckily, because now I know that seller was a scammer. Low prices are not always a super deal. You think you are in this mode, you think, oh, that is a super deal, I have to get it, and then you don't think about it. And that is that is not so good, because when you don't think about it, you fully ignore everything. You only want this compact, or you only want this Polly Pocket collection, and then you are not studying about a scammer or something like that. Number 6, the comments. Check out the comments below the seller's post. Are other people interested in the same thing like you, but the seller told you that it is available? Get suspicious. When you see in the comments, so I will say in the social media, especially that one with the F in the logo, I will not name it, so go and check out the comments under the seller's post. Then look if there are some other collectors interested in the same things like you, because they are mostly very, very fast to write a comment, I want it, or I'm interested and please PM me, and so on and so on. And then you can see, oh, there are mainly 2 or 3 other buyers interested in the same thing like me. So then go and think about it. Would you ask the seller if it's available, or would you say, okay, I have no chance because there were other buyers first than me? That is a real point to think about it. If you are unsure and you contact the seller and ask you, yes, I'm interested in that particular compact maybe, and he says, yes, you can have it, then you might be a little bit suspicious, because we saw that on the comments there were other interests in the same thing. Then you can go on the post from the seller and ask the others if the seller told them the same. That means we are going on the post from this particular compact in this case, and then we go check out the other that are interested, and then you write them a PM or a message and ask them if the sellers told them it's for them. So then you are on the secure side. If the sellers told them also they can have it, then something is really wrong about it, because normally, usually, first comes first. So the first comment received the things, and the seller will tell you, yes, the things are here, but there was someone else first. That is a real seller. And a fake seller will tell you, yes, you can have it, and then tell the next one that is interested, yes, you can have it, and so on and so on. And they are then so lucky, because especially if it's a rare thing, you think, oh my god, I can get it. Then you pay, and then, wow, you got scammed. And that is so sad. And the last advice that I have for you, and for me, it always worked, it never failed, that is point number 7, listen to your instinct or your feelings. If you have a bad feeling about a seller, let it be. Trust in your instinct. This point always helped me out if I wasn't sure if it's a scammer or not. I trust on my feelings. If I had bad feelings, I have to say, okay, no, I won't buy it. Trust in your instincts, trust in your feelings. That were my 7 advices to you to figure out if there is a scammer or a fake seller. As I told you, these 7 tips are not 100% sure and not 100% secure. They are only tips for you. Now I want to ask you, did you got scammed by someone, in particular while buying Polly Pocket Compact? I hope this video was helpful for you and you enjoyed it. Give me a big thumbs up and click the subscribe button, so we will see us in the next video with Vintage Gaudi. Bye!